Right, so I thought I'd sort of...
Now that sounds a little bit more far-fetched. I'd have thought that was probably a lot in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, is this the current Planet of the Apes or the old one you've done?
Current Planet of the Apes.
This is the recent one.
Alright, there'll be a question at the end of it, so listen on that.
Is this entertaining to anyone, this? I mean, just take the last 4 minutes of conversation.
But seriously, Rick, who cares?
I don't.
Do you?
No.
I don't.
DVD's selling well.
Exactly, what do I care?
Right, come on then.
Alright, so Planet of the Apes, question at the end of it, listen and win some stuff. Alright?
Hey, where am I? What is this place?
Hang on a minute, I'll have a look. According to the Lanzarote guide, we've been dropped off at the volcano bit. Apparently there's 36 volcanoes here to be seen.
I hope you don't mind my saying, but this is a waste of time.
I know what you mean. Don't know why they need 36 volcanoes. Just keep one. Fill the rest in. Like a car park or something. Excuse me, guide. Why's the bus dropped us off here? What's so special about this place?
Well, according to our holy writings, that is where creation began. Where the Almighty breathed life in the time before time.
It's amazing that, innit? All this has been stood here for years and years. What about the coffee shop there? Is that old, is it? Well, nothing. You're out to rip us off. I bet it's about £4 for a coffee there. Always ripping people off. That's what annoys me with these trips. You get us in the middle of nowhere, we die in a thirst. I'm not able to do without. The reason I've come here, I believe this is where they did Planet of the Apes, innit? Love monkeys. Especially the ones in Planet of the Apes, because they talk and that.
Talking monkeys can't exist.
Joking, aren't you? Of course they can. Getting up to all sorts of stuff. I read about a monkey the other day who worked on the railway. Right, there was another one about a chimp that did a bank job and went off to Spain to sort of...
Shut up!
Oh, hey.
What is that?
Little monkey fella. It's come from that little coffee shop. It's been serving coffee. Now that is worth paying £4 for.
No, you're teasing him.
I'm not teasing it. It's working, isn't it? It's serving the... We want some coffee. Get us some coffee. I've heard about this. You can buy coffee that's been sort of hand-picked by monkeys. It's like Coffee Mate, except it's more sort of coffee primate. Yeah. Hello, little fella. We want coffee.
What do you mean, we?
You're gonna have a coffee, aren't you? What else are you gonna do? Go and look at another 35 volcanoes? I'm staying here. I'm having a monkey coffee. It's brilliant.
You find this amusing?
Jesus, it's a talking monkey. Right, mate. Have a couple of coffees.
Don't start now. We're off duty. I'm starved.
What do you mean you're off duty? Have you bananas later? Just get us a couple of... Alright. I understand that you're tired and you've probably been on your hands all day. Just forget the coffee. You go and get some lunch. After you've got some coach, you lazy ass.
You damn human!
Powerful.
Lovely. Excellent. So, what's the question?
If you've been listening to the whole show, how many volcanoes do I think's on the island of Lanzarote?
Okay.
Yeah.
I might have it wrong, what I've been saying, but it's roughly around that.
Yeah, so what have you been saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Ricky.gervais@xfm.co.uk. You're more likely to win the prize if you leave your address on the email.
Yeah.
Because otherwise we can't really be bothered to phone people or email them back. So,
Good point.
Put your address on there and you could win some crap.
Carl's theme tune there, by Placebo. Special Needs on XFM 104.9.
Alright.
New Year's resolution, Carl?
I don't know. I don't do it. Really.
So what about something like, I don't know, start smoking? Do you mind? There must be something.
No, it's a waste of time, isn't it? Don't bother with that.
Right.
You see?
Yeah.
Me, no, I've never really made any New Year's resolutions. I just be good to people. Just treat everyone as you want to be treated yourself. Give to charity. Hate crime, racism, famine, sexism.
I know you're going to keep to all those, except the give to charity. That's Me and Carl find that a little bit hard to believe.
Never gonna happen. Well, you've always got to break at least one of your New Year's resolutions.
Exactly. Yeah, well, I think I'll be nice to Carl. What about learn more? I was thinking that. I want to learn more.
I'm always teaching you stuff.
I've got, I watched, I'll tell you what, Christmas telly was dreadful this year. I don't know if I've hit that age where I think, but I think consciously I thought this is worse than usual.
Yeah.
And I ended up watching Discovery Channel and History Channel again, and I watched 4 episodes in a row of this fantastic documentary, 1418 War, narrated by Dame Judi Dench, and it's brilliant. I just can't get enough of it. I hated history at school, and now I want to know everything.
Yeah.
And I think that's mine. Learn all the stuff about stuff.
I like learning now. I always say that to you. I'm always looking up stuff. When I was on holiday, even though it was sunny outside and they had big holes to look at if I wanted to, I stayed in and watched Discovery there and was watching stuff about scorpions and that.
Yeah, what did you learn?
Well, nothing, because it was all in Spanish. But I just watched it. What I found out, right? What I found...
Scorpion, tell me to get it. It's poison. You get it.
What I don't understand is with scorpions, right? They have like this sort of weapons, don't they? They have the poison and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Which can kill a man.
Yeah.
But there was a couple of little animals and that were its sort of enemy.
Yeah.
And it stung them, and it didn't kill them. So what's the point?
Well, firstly, not all scorpions kill a man. Some of them,
this one did, you said.
Yeah, well, they range from like bee stings to so much venom it can take down a horse on things like spiders and snakes and scorpions. So it depends. But a scorpion that will kill a man would kill a rabbit. So I don't know what you're talking about.
No, there was a snake that it stuck its thing into, and some sort of beaver, and they were just like running about.
There's nothing funny about that, so why are we laughing?
Well, the snake wasn't running about, was it?
Well, it was slithering about a bit.
Yeah. What was the beaver doing when the snake...
It just sort of... I think it ate it in the end.
What? Ate what?
Ate the scorpion. Just wandered off.
Well, it wasn't a beaver.
There you go,
There's no
you've learned that.
way it was a beaver.
Alright, an otter. It was
This is what you pieced together from a show in Spanish.
well, I'm just saying though, how come it can't kill something that small, yet there's someone on holiday that's no sort of danger to that scorpion. We're not going to harm it, right? And yet it can kill a man.
So you say, but I don't believe it.
Shut up, mate. Seriously, this is gobbledygook.
Taught you something again, though. That's what I'm
No,
saying.
what have you taught us, though? What is the fact that's come out of that? A scorpion can kill a man, but the beaver was dancing with a snake, then it ate it.
You do that
That's
all
not
the
a
time,
fact.
though.
That's
You put
not a
everything
fact.
down. New Year's Eve I taught him something, right, about dead people.
No. You know what it is it taught me? I was saying you're talking shite. He says they found out your soul weighs an ounce.
Your soul?
Yeah. Your soul weighs an ounce.
Right, who found this out?
I read it.
Your arsehole weighs an ounce.
Yeah.
There's no such thing. A soul weighs an ounce. You're talking drivel.
Alright.
Have you got any monkey news?
So what did they do? They weighed someone who was alive, and they would wait for you to die, then weigh you again.
There was someone
Now
who-
you've lost an ounce. You know, so it must be your soul shooting off to heaven.
It was someone who was really ill, and they said, we can't do anything for you here, but we've got a bit of an idea that we want to do. We've been meaning to do this. Stuck him on some scales. He said, right, you weigh 9 pounds and an ounce, or whatever, because he was wasting away. He died, 9 pounds. Right?
Fine, well that's proof if proof we needed.
Talking shite.
Monkey news, we might as well leave it.
Now come on!
No, come on, tell monkey news.
No, it's nothing that great, really.
Is it worth playing the jingle? Quickly?
Go on then.
Oh, chimpanzee that monkey news!
Right, it's about a monkey.
2004, four.
It's about this woman monkey who was born in 1834. Right? Half monkey, half woman.
No. Not true.
It happened, apparently it was
Impossible.
it was in the Daily Mail. Right?
Okay.
The Victorian ape woman was her name.
Yeah, I christen this thing Victorian Ape Woman. Well, we thought Sandra. No, I'm calling it Victorian Ape Woman.
She was about 4 foot.
No, didn't happen.
She had lovely thick black hair on her head, and on the back of her legs, and on her arms.
Yeah.
Alright.
So stockings.
Let's have a look.
And she didn't need a bustle because of a huge ape-like arse sticking out the back of her dress.
She was good at reading and sewing.
Well, good, because they didn't have opposable thumbs, so,
she could speak 3 languages.
Yes.
She was
Human, monkey, and monkey-human.
20 offers of marriage. Does that annoy you, Steve?
Absolute twaddle.
Alright, well,
Like, more rubbish than your soul weighing an ounce.
Let's leave
A
it there.
Victorian monkey
Let's leave it there,
woman.
then.
See you next week with some more twaddle.
I was worried we wouldn't have the old magic in 2004,
I
but we're
know.
still talking shit. Merry New Year. We do, of course, Rick, every week get thousands of emails. I mean, it's Freddie from Winchester says, of course, it was recently Valentine's Day. What's the most romantic thing that you've done for Suzanne, Carl, that you can think of?
I don't really do all that.
Sure.
The Valentine's Day stuff.
It's just, the problem is, if you do it once, they expect it every year.
Yeah.
That's the problem with Christmas and stuff, innit? It's like, it's become, that's what you do now, every year.
Every day, yeah.
So I prefer to just sort of wait, you know what I mean? And you know, if I think of an idea or I know of something that she wants, I might get her something, but I might not do it on Valentine's Day. It's that thing, it's like how I've said about Pancake Tuesday. Make it Pancake Wednesday. Have it when you want. Why am I waiting? Why am I waiting for someone to tell me when I can have a pancake? I'll have it today if I want one.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas Pancake Tuesday, no, I won't bother. I'll have trifle. So it's the same with this, you know, with Suzanne. Luckily, right? I mean, Valentine's Day and what have you. She was ill.
Luckily.
So we didn't have to go out. So I'd say, is he asking for advice?
Well, I suppose, yeah, certainly you may as well give it.
Treat them when they deserve it.
All right.
I remember once when Suzanne was ill, she had a fever, but there was no food in the house. What did you suggest to her? She was too ill.
Well,
cook.
it was when we were still living in Manchester and that, and you know, we needed to get some food in for tea and stuff. And I said, come to the supermarket. She was like, no, I'm ill, you go. And I hate buying food. I just sort of get a bit blank when I'm looking at it. There's too much, isn't there? That's the problem. You go down all these aisles and there's just too much. So anyway, I said, no, come with me. She was like, oh, but I've got this fever, I'm hot and everything. So I said, well, come to the supermarket, you go on the frozen aisle, cool yourself down. And she did, and she said, you know, it made it worse, she was ill for another 3 days.
How would you go about chatting up a woman in a bar? What tips could you give?
I've never worked like that. It's always been like a friend of a friend and all that, and just happened to meet them. And then, you know, you have a chat, and then...
How did you meet Suzanne?
That was when I was working with her, and she gave me 20p for the hot chocolate machine. She never asked for it back. Thought she's all right. Been there sort of 11 years, so it works.
Has she ever given you that? You've never given that 20p
Never
back?
asked for it back.
And did you return the favour, perhaps on the next date? You buy her a Kit Kat or something?
No, I don't think I did. I think word got out that she liked me and that. And what did I do? I think I did some work for her, did some editing for her, to sort of show off my skills and that.
Sure.
And she was like, oh, you're good at this, aren't you? I was like, yeah. And I think she got us another drink because I was doing that editing for her in my own time.
So you're up on the deal, aren't you? Because I know now, I know for a fact that you've not spent any money on her in 11 years, so you're 40p up.
At least. Lawrence from New York says, I was wondering how Mr. K. Pilkington would interpret this famous saying of philosopher Ludwig Wittgenstein. The quote is, if a lion could talk, we could not understand him.
Even if he's English.
Yeah, if a lion could speak English, so there's no language barrier, he's speaking English words and using all the correct grammar and everything, but you wouldn't be able to understand what he was saying.
Why?
Because it is from a different world. His frames of reference would be so bizarre that you wouldn't be able to get a grasp on what he was talking about, because you'd have so little in common, even if he used real words.
No, but he's talking English.
Yeah, no, but his reference points would be just so far removed. You know, they're removed slightly when, if you saw two people talking about Kierkegaard, you'd
I
hear...
wouldn't understand it.
Exactly. So remove that 1 billion times to a different species with different input.
No, but it depends. If I'm talking to a lion in London Zoo,
Yeah.
he'll be saying, oh, I'm fed up of being stuck in here. I'll go in here. It's like that. It depends what his background is. I mean, there's some people who might have lived down the road from me, but have a totally different life.
Absolutely.
So it doesn't matter that it's a lion, does it?
Well, yeah, because they're just trying to remove it even more. So now it's not just a bloke who lived a few doors away. Now it's not even a bloke. Now it's not even...
Yeah, but I'd pick something smaller or something, you know, a worm without a mouth. I'd go, definitely not.
What?
Definitely not what?
I wouldn't be having a chat with it. I just think that a worm that's underground, what's it got to offer me? It's blind and it hasn't got a mouth. It's not going to be a good day out with it, is what I'm saying. It's not going to have that much to say to me, even if it's English. Right?
Even if it's English!
And how can you tell if a worm is English? Does it wear a very tiny bowler hat?
Oh, Christ.
But do you understand?
What about a jellyfish?
No, you see, I think that's where you can say you wouldn't be able to have a good chat with them, because to me, the sea might as well be another world.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
In a way, I think the fish sort of have more rights than us.
What do you mean?
Just because when whoever made the world, right? Say, you know, we're just bigging up God, but if I was to have a go at him, I'd say you added too much water.
Criticism 1 to God, right?
So,
how would you have changed that? Just
more land.
Fair enough. Now, why have fish got more rights than us?
Because there's loads of them, and when you look at the amount of sea on the world, right? There's loads of that. You only have to like you know, I was in Malaga the other week, right? And you know, you look in the sea, there's loads of different fish, and that's just in like 8-foot water. If you go miles out, there's like all sorts of weird fish, isn't there, with like lights on them and everything. So, and there's just millions of different types.
Yeah.
Now,
but why does that mean they've got more rights than us?
Just because I think, you know, rights come in numbers, don't they? If you know what I mean. Like, if there's one of you shouting, people go, oh, he's an idiot, shut up, whatever. If there's loads of you shouting, they go, oh, best listen to him, see what they've got to say. Right. And that's what I mean about fish.
Yeah.
There's loads of fish.
Right.
So...
But they're not really making their voices heard, though, are they, Carl?
Yeah.
I know, because they're underwater. But what I mean is, I don't know what I mean.
Carl, right? What do you think it's like being a crab? If you could go now, your mind into a crab, what would you see? Where would you be? What would you be doing? What would you be thinking? What would you think of all the other things the crabs you'd see, the squids you'd see? What's it like, do you think? I want you to... It's like creative writing. Just think. Just let yourself go. Come on.
It's got to be a crab.
What do you think of a slug? What do you think to be a slug? What would you do if you were transported now into a slug? What would you do? And Suzanne, you're suddenly in the kitchen, but you're a slug, and Suzanne's sort of like there, just making tea and that. How do you let her know it's you?
It's impossible. I'd just chuck myself into the salt pot or something. No, because what do you do? I'd hate that. That would be horrible, that.
Oh, God.
Have you ever read Franz Kafka's Metamorphosis? In which a
so.
man wakes up and he's turned into a giant beetle? And that's the whole story. I think it might be of interest to you.
So what happened to him with the beetle?
Well, I don't want to ruin it for you in case you read it.
I won't be reading it, don't worry.
He joined a pop group with 3 other people. He was brilliant.
No, it's a really wonderful book. It's a kind of almost heartbreaking because, of course, he does, like Ricky's saying, he finds it very hard then to relate to other people, even though he still has the consciousness of a human. You know, his parents, his rest of his family, they don't know how to deal with him, you know, because he's a giant beetle. He becomes a freak, he becomes an outsider. It's terrible, you know.
But hang on, though. Is he a giant beetle? Or is it... Well, yeah, well, that's not going to go down well, is it? That, of course, people aren't going to like you. But if it's a normal-sized one, then you just get in with the other beetles, don't you? Whereas if you're a giant...
How would you do that? How would you ingratiate yourself? Right, so you're suddenly a beetle, you're Karl Pilkington, right? There's other people, they're doing their business, they're scuttling around, and you go in there, and they look at you as a new beetle. What's your first... What do you do? How do you ingratiate yourself?
Well, for a bit, I wouldn't sort of barge into their house and that. I'd wait until they're out and about, and I'd like in life, right? Sort of help them out. I don't know what beetles do all day. I've never seen one doing anything. They just seem to be going from one place to another. Right. I've never seen them carrying anything. I don't know what they eat. I don't know what they do. I don't know why we've got them, right? But what I mean is, I'd watch them and I'd sort of help them out. And, I mean, you know, it's like going on a date or meeting a woman, isn't it?
But what if there is...
Whoa, hang on, what do you mean? How is it like going on a date with a woman?
Well, it's like I said about Suzanne with her hot chocolate. She bought me that and I've gone, she's all right. Right? She gets me another one before I know it. She's living with me.
P-O-D. Bit of pod there. Alive. That's grown on me.
Yeah, it's not bad.
You know, it rocks. I mean, we've got to give it that.
I will certainly give it that, Rick.
Yeah, XFM 104.9. Ricky Gervais.
With me, Steve Merchant. So more from the facts and trivia book, edited, as I say, by Sir Isaac Asimov, so not
Sure.
just overheard on the tube or by a drunk.
Well, he might have overheard him on a tube by a drunk. They just put him in a book.
Yes. Listen to the whole fact here before you make any judgments.
Okay.
Sauerkraut was renamed Liberty Cabbage by Americans during World War I.
Sure.
In their denunciation of all things German, some Americans actually kicked Dachshunds.
Are the little dogs?
Yeah. Little German dogs, just give them a kicking. Because they were German. Or they were derived from Germany. I don't know if they got to like a small sort of French village and just said, bring out your Dachshunds. Why, what are you going to do to them? Nothing. Give them a little bit of food or something. You're not going to kick them, are you?
Got
No,
some milk.
'cause I've heard about you Americans.
No, just bring out that little sausage dog. You say it aggressively.
You said that aggressively. Like
Well, no, bring out the little sausage dog. Okay.
Well, you're not going to hurt it though.
Of course I'm not.
If you hurt it now, it's like it's against the Geneva Convention.
I'm
And
not going
everything.
to kick it.
Well, I didn't even bring up kicking. I didn't even mention kicking. So why have you done that? That's.
I don't know.
Well, I haven't got a Datsun.
Oh.
Sacre bleu.
Yeah. Sorry.
That thing down my trousers is just a baguette.
Yeah. Do you remember that, Carl? Do you remember that?
Dynamite fact. A dynamite
Baguettes
fact.
were invented by Napoleon so he could carry him down his leg.
We just find there's one more here that I thought might. I know that there's a lot of those kind of amusing laws and stuff, antiquated laws and that on the web
Yeah.
and things. But again, it's Asimov. I'm thinking it's
Yeah.
true. City Ordinance number 352 in Pacific Grove, California, makes it a misdemeanor to kill or threaten a butterfly.
Threaten!
Yeah, you can't even threaten a butterfly.
So if it goes...
Don't even look at it aggressively.
Yeah. Butterfly comes down, I go, what are you looking at? I go, nothing.
Yeah.
And he goes, Judge! What?
Yeah.
Bloke looking at me with a net.
I wasn't doing anything,
He goes, no, I'm fishing.
But see, the thing about that is, a lot of the kind of, sort of the wilder butterflies from the wrong side of the tracks, they're just going to take advantage of it. They're going to cruise around, they're going to be playing loud music, abusing old people. They're untouchable.
And they're going to go, have you got a problem with that?
Exactly, you go,
And
no.
you're going to go, no,
No, it's fine, go about your business.
no,
Butterflies there, Rick, in California, running amok.
yeah,
Should repeat it.
yeah.
No then, there's another one that I think you'll be a fan of. It might take me a while to find it, maybe we should play a track.
Oh wow, that takes us nicely. That's a lovely link. That thing about you said about playing a track.
Keep going.
This is Song for the Lovers, and I've chosen a great track here, by Lloyd Cole, oft forgotten, but a great singer-songwriter, and this is one of his best songs, I think. In fact, I think Sandy Shaw covered it in the mid-80s when she had a little bit of that resurgence. It's Are You Ready to Be Heartbroken? And it's Song for the Lovers, lovely tune. Are You Ready to Be Heartbroken? Actually, Lloyd Cole with his Commotions. That was done with, and I love it.
Beautiful.
Cheers.
Facts and trivia, the last one, Rick.
Go on.
This is a sobering lesson for us all.
Go on.
At the Pan American Exposition in Buffalo in 1901,
Yeah.
President William McKinley received a line of citizens, shaking hands with each. In the line was a man with a handkerchief covering one hand. Neither of the two Secret Service men guarding the president was curious enough to take a look at what might be under the handkerchief in the hand of the man. Leon Golzgoz, an anarchist.
Yeah.
What he had was a loaded revolver, and when the president thrust his right hand out for the shake, Zolgozd fired twice. McKinley died a week later.
So, what he did there, it was outwit the might of presumably the FBI or the
Yeah.
Secret Service by covering the gun with a handkerchief.
Clever.
That's brilliant.
It's absolute genius.
Just think how they had to explain that. And they go, how did he get close enough and shoot the president? And they go, we didn't see the gun. Why? Covered it with a hanky, did he? Oh, well, you're not to blame then. Exactly, we can't compete with that sort of, didn't you think to look under the hanky?
No.
Well, probably just thought it was a hand. Of course,
Right.
because that's where the hand would be. Did you not think he was probably holding a gun or something? Didn't do that. We didn't train. We didn't do hiding it with a hanky, did we? Alright, if you didn't do it, then it's not your fault. Don't worry about it. But he lived, did he, for a week?
The president lived with it for a week, yeah.
That's because they had to go to him and they're probably shuffling around his bed going, sorry about that. Why don't you look? I had a hanky, did he? Oh, well, they're now in jail. Well, they were. Go on. Well, when we went into the jail to give him some bread and water, he had a hanky over his hand.
Right, yeah.
We thought nothing of it.
Sure.
And it was a gun? Yeah. It's a gun and he got out. See? Do you remember remember the gun? Yeah. That's terrible, isn't
It's
it?
pathetic. No one's used that method since. I know. Because it was effective there, but you don't hear about that now.
No.
People using all kinds of elaborate methods to
Yeah.
assassinate people, poisoning their wine.
Yeah.
I think that was Rasputin. As I recall, they put some poison into his wine.
Well, they didn't.
I didn't study it in history class. That's my memory of
But
it
if
from...
only listened to Carl last week, chink the glasses.
Always drink the
That
glasses.
shows that they used to test it, didn't they? Pour a little bit from yours into mine. That means I'm not poisoning you.
But if you're thinking of murdering someone, you know,
Just
a dignitary...
with a gun.
Yeah, but let's
Pop a
say...
hanky over it.
Just think about that.
Just
How
pop
could
a
you?
hanky over it.
Oh, I don't know, pop it inside an oven glove. And just wear that as you go to shake their hands.
Or sooty.
Or one of those big gladiator-style pointing foam hands they used to have on gladiators.
Yeah.
That was genius.
Yeah.
I'm just using this because I love the
No
process.
gun in there, is there?
No, it's just a big finger.
Check if you want.
Yeah.
Well, no, we won't then if you said check. Right? That's
Oh,
unlucky.
have I ever told you my method, Carl, my genius method of assassinating someone? This is brilliant. This is the ultimate crime.
Oh,
Is this the ice cube one?
Have I told it to you before?
No, but I know that.
What's
Is
the
that
ice
one?
cube one?
When you
shoot an ice bullet.
you get someone round.
Rick, don't say it, don't reveal it, because it's my story to tell.
Oh,
Blabbing
there's
it
two. I know two of them.
Well, listen, let me tell you it and see if this is the one, right? This is genius. Right, you rent a room across the street from the person you want to kill, right? And then when their window's open one day, right, what you've done is you've made an arrow from ice, okay? And then what you do is you train, like, to become a brilliant marksman with a bow and arrow.
It's an old one.
It is brilliant, but this is why it's classic. And then you shoot them with the arrow, it goes across the street, into their heart, kills them instantly, but what's brilliant is, the arrow, the murder weapon, it then melts, dries out, there's no murder weapon. And then you can take apart the bow, and that's fine.
Another one, Steve,
They
is
did
to
that
stab
on
them, then take it out and walk away.
No,
Same,
because
no murder weapon.
No, but there's but you've got to get into the building. This is the point, you're across the street. Right. You know, the only thing that could get you is if someone saw you shooting an arrow out
What
the
about
window.
an arrow on a string?
Arrow on a string? What are you talking about? No, not an arrow on a string, because that's not going to work. What if the string broke as you were trying to loot?
Good point, good point.
No, Rick,
No, the ice arrow is the only way. The ice arrow is the only perfect method of assassination.
That was on Columbo.
Was it?
But there's another one. Do you know, like I was saying about the
murder weapon's irrelevant, Steve.
What?
The fact that it's a murder weapon is irrelevant.
No, because there are fingerprints on it and stuff.
You're having a laugh, Rick. I defy you to win.
There's no fingerprints on a bullet when it goes through your head at 12,000
Yeah, but they can
miles
trace
an
it to
hour.
the same gun, can't they? They can figure that out.
Throw the gun away!
No, but they'll find the gun. They always find the gun.
Burn
I've
it!
seen it. No, you can't burn a gun. Rick, my point is...
Melt it.
No, the point is his fingerprints and stuff.
Well, no, wipe it.
Ricky, never
Wear
try and kill
gloves.
someone.
Wear gloves.
They'll catch up with you.
They'll always catch up
Will
with you.
they? Oh, I won't then.
The ice arrow is the only way.
No,
The ice arrow
I
is
bet that was the
only-
one case that Columbo didn't solve.
That's one of them. The other one is, do you know I was saying the other week about the drinks and you chink your glasses and stuff?
Yeah.
A way around that, put the poison in the ice cube. You quickly have a swig before it's melted.
Before it's
and they'll
melted.
go, that's alright, I can drink that, it's not dangerous. Just say, oh, I'll show you some pictures or something. Let the ice cube melt, the poison goes in the drink, you say, oh, knock that back.
Yeah.
You look thirsty, they'll have it, they'll die.
Genius.
That is good.
Carl, you and I, man, we're like criminal masterminds.
Yeah.
All
What
right?
happens when they find the poison in the body and go, well, he was at Carl's house drinking, it might have been...
You'd have legged it.
Oh, yeah?
He'd have been off with his missus and like £30,000 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it? Yeah.
So that's perfect as well, is
That
it?
is the perfect crime,
So
Rick.
it's, hold on, are all perfect crimes to do with ice?
Pretty much.
We were talking earlier about people who use Americanisms like
Yeah.
they've used it all their life, and it's our pet hate, isn't it? Really,
Oh.
like just people who say, "Oh, DJ, look, the risk of sounding a little bit, butt licky."
Butt licky.
What's that?
Never heard that.
Butt. Don't say butt.
Yeah. I heard someone say he was on my ass.
Oh.
He was on my ass.
Yeah.
I've never... What? I'll tell you what almost annoys me almost as much as that. There was a guy I used to know who'd pretend, and this guy was like, he'd never done anything wrong in his life. He had no street cred whatsoever. And I was driving along with him once, back from somewhere, and a police car just pulled out and was just following us along the road, because police cars sometimes do. Not following us, just happened to be driving in the same direction. And he went, hey, up the pigs, watch it. like what? I was supposed to think, what, you've done some crime?
Yeah.
You're part of Grand Theft Auto 3, and I better be careful, because you've got some knocked out off gear in the back.
Yeah.
You'll watch it's the bloody pigs.
Or a dead,
Just play it cool, play it cool.
a made man that you just
Exactly.
killed in the boot.
Nonsense, and I'm just so annoyed with that kind of pretending to have street cred.
I know, just I remember once, right, an American came to our school, we were all about 13 and 14, and he was like, you had to be his friend. And there was like people vying for his attention, because he was sort of like this cool American bloke, right? And, he was like good at sports, straight, he's always, you know, it's just great. And, I remember someone saying like, tube, a toothpaste, and he laughed, said, tube. I go, well, what is it? They said, it's tube, right? And people go, no, it's tube, right? And they go, it's tube, right? And I went, I say tube. He went, and they sort of looked at me, and they just thought, you liar. I just went, no, I say, let me think, no, I say tube.